Now, I've tested pretty much every case brand in existence over the years. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And with all of these, I am on a tight schedule when it comes to uploading the videos after launch. Now, since I didn't feature CASETiFY over at my tier list,
and that's too long,
for the 16 Pro Max, I'd like to revisit them and see if anything has changed. So let's start with the BioVeg case, which is CASETiFY's take on PU leather. They claim it's up to 5 times more durable than the actual PU leather though. So it might be like swearing in the church to compare the two. Honestly, it's really hit or miss with these non-hide leather-like materials. Sometimes they are sticky, not grippy, or the combination of both. But here, I was pleasantly surprised. It feels grippy, has a nice texture to it, and it features CASETiFY's signature design with the elements at the corners for protection, which is also done nicely to complement its design. Now, unlike Bellroy, the combination of PU leather and the plastics on the sides is done right here. No sharp edges whatsoever, it looks cool, and the front bezel goes great with the corners. It all goes together so well. The buttons on the BioVeg case are clicky enough, but sadly it does still feature that top pill cutout for the camera control button. I mean, it's usable for sure, it's also comfortable to use, but I'd still prefer something else, especially for this price point. No sharp edges at the bottom either, which is great. On the inside of the case we have a suede-like material, which is preferable to the felt inner, in my opinion. This just feels more premium-ish too. And its MagSafe strength is also great. Nothing to complain there. I must say I really like their BioVeg case so far. Now, there is also wallets that match up with the exact color. And this specific version only allows for 2 cards, with 3 being the absolute maximum. But you know, I tested all of these wallets in my tier list for MagSafe wallets, and I must say this one is really hard to slap off, which is also very good. You see what I mean? At only 6mm or 0.24 inches in thickness, it's also really thin. Great little wallet, especially if you're already rocking a BioVeg case. Now on the other side, you'll find the usual spot to push up the cards, and the material on this side is anti-slip, which is probably the main reason it's so difficult to slap off. On both the case and the wallet, you can really appreciate the details on these. They are just done so well. And reminds me a little of when I talked about the Journey Asmo wallet. Same level of premium feeling product. So a little bit of backstory here was that with the whole COVID-19 years, a lot of people were cleaning their phones with all kinds of chemicals, which wasn't really doing wonders for the case. After that, I had contact with CASETiFY, and they explained to me that they're really invested into that issue. So that's why I'm here today, to put their claims of a renewed durability to the test. Now, online, I saw a lot of critiques about the sides. They would either come off entirely or the glue would just fail, which would result in a straight to the trash case. Not gonna lie, some of these were pretty funny to watch. Anyway, here today to put that to the test. I'm going to push as hard as I possibly can to see if it will still bend afterwards. Oh, my finger. Well, it looks like nothing really happened, and it went straight back to being completely straight as well. Impressive. These sides are really hard, and I don't want you to think I'm lying, so look at my fingers. I pushed extremely hard on these. Nothing broke and nothing bent. The only flexible area is where the buttons or the cutouts are, but it's still only flexible and not bendable. Now, they also still have the ultra bounce and the bounce and even the impact. From what I've seen, really nothing changed with these other than the sides, of course, which are now as tough as with the BioVeg cases. It just seems like CASETiFY really invested a lot in the durability of their cases. And to be honest, for the price tag, they should too. The impact case still has the clickiest of buttons though. as the bounce case has less clicky buttons overall. I do love that topographic design on that one though. It looks absolutely stunning and you can feel those details too. But the designs weren't a problem here. Once again, going to test the size of these to see if they hold up. Same for the impact case. 3, 2, 1. Now, this one is softer. Not as hard, but definitely not soft either. And as you can see, the case is still perfectly straight. Well, that's very impressive. Well, as you can see, I did my best. And yeah, it's maybe like a little bit, very subtle, but it did change it a little. And lastly, the bounce case. Let's do the sides first. 3, 2, 1. Well, thumbs don't lie, but the case doesn't either. Now, the drop test. I did install both the camera protector and the screen protector for these tests to really protect it as much as possible. As far as the looks go with the screen protector, they look fantastic, especially if you like the branding on the corners too. You won't see that with your screen on though. But once you have every little detail covered, I must say it looks great. Installing them was not as easy as I hoped though. The plastic tab broke while peeling the sheet off the screen protector, which made it a little more difficult to install, and you don't have second chances. Now, some other brands have 2 screen protectors inside the box, which is preferable. The squeegee could also be better. I was able to bend it while installing, and it just didn't feel as premium as I would have hoped. There were also a few bubbles visible, but since installing it went partially wrong, it could have been my mistake also. So we'll leave that in the middle. After a few hours, most bubbles were gone though, only a few dust particles left bubbles, which is to be expected. Now, because the impact and the bounce case did not survive the slap test, we'll put those to the test here. I created a drop test scenario inside my new studio, which I will give a tour of later, but I thought it would be interesting to put these to a real test with real tough tiles and bricks. So let's see how they handled that. First drop test in 3, 2, 1. Only a little bit damage right here, but not a whole lot. Let's do that one more time. 3, 2, 1. Now, the results were pretty good actually. Out of all of the drops, it basically only damaged the cases with scuffs and some plastic damage on the impact case. The drops looked amazing and pretty epic though. And the sound it produced was very painful. Only on the last drop out of all of them did the impact case not protect the screen enough, and it shattered the screen protector, which I did not expect with this case at all. Now, it is of course still a screen protector and luckily no damage on the actual iPhone whatsoever, so both did their job. Let's take the case on. And as you can see right here, it's broke this screen protector. Yeah. So let's take that off now. And nothing on the phone itself. Nothing too surprising here, and the damages were similar to my drop test from last year. This is why I will probably make my next drop test without screen protectors altogether, because I have a feeling that they shatter more easily with than they would do without. So definitely stay tuned for that. Oh, and you should really let me know which one of these cases I should use for the upcoming drop test, because I'm really curious about these BioVeg leather cases too, since they really claim it's up to 5 times more durable. But also the Ultra Bounce would be interesting. But maybe it's too easy of a test then.